The legendary Spartacus, gladiator and leader of slaves against the Romans. Part 1 Inch. Thracian-born Roman gladiator, Spartacus is now considered the stuff of legend. To this day, books, movies, and TV shows have been created to highlight the strength of this rebel slave and the power of a good, common cause. But one should always be careful of the ways in which TV portrays the past. Who was Spartacus really? In truth, because of the discrepancies and biases of classical authors, this can never be fully known. What is known as his impact on the future of the Roman government, a picture painted not from the noble intentions the media would like him to be remembered for, but rather from the mere act of rebelling itself. Who was Spartacus? Spartacus' story begins in Thrace, a region to the north of Greece, the west of Italy, and to the south of the Celtic tribes. His exact beginnings are up for debate. Plutarch states that he was of a nomadic tribe, while writer Florus claims he was a mercenary. However, what Plutarch, Florus, and only a handful of other relatively reliable classical sources agree on is that Spartacus somehow left Thrace and became part of the Roman army. Whether he was taken captive into their service or offered himself as a willing volunteer, Spartacus served in the legions for an undetermined period until some twist of fate landed him as a prisoner in Capua, where he attended the gladiatorial training school. It is important to understand that the life of a gladiator was not as remarkable and glamorous as movies would like us to believe. It was not an honor to be a gladiator. Gladiators tended to be either hardened criminals or slaves who had displeased or offended their masters. The training school was rigorous and discipline there was brutal. It was not a place ever willingly attended. Gladiatorial sport was one of the most common and exciting sporting events of ancient Rome, exciting only for those watching the event. The ancient Romans got a thrill from watching criminals meet their demise in real time. Like our modern-day quarterback and starting point guard superstars, there were many specific gladiators people would routinely cheer for, creating their own ancient form of fan clubs. However, though some gladiators enjoyed their temporary fame, that is all, it was temporary. They were trained in various forms of combat and were pitted against vicious animals, as half the entertainment was seeing how long it took before the gladiator was simply ripped to shreds. It was expected that the gladiators would die and, in some cases the games were rigged to ensure it, when certain men didn't fall. Gladiators lived the worst and roughest lives, and only some of them truly deserved such a punishment. How Spartacus came to become one of them is one of the many mysteries of his life up for debate. Continue Part 2.